I remember when the first 59 in professional golf was shot by Al Geiberger in 1977. And it wasn't followed up again until Chip Beck shot a 59 in 1991. So obviously that was a mark that all golf professionals had, was to shoot a 59, something very seldom accomplished. Well, about the time that David Duval shot the third 59 in PGA history in 1999, I thought of constructing a golf draft that could have a payout of $1 billion, and based on the prizes of cars and $1 million prizes that were insured. I thought that the same could be done to offer a prize of $1 billion, buying it through one of the largest insurance companies in the world. Well, I made all kinds of notes for a few months or whatever, and there just wasn't a way. One would have to sell millions and millions of tickets to be able to purchase the insurance on a $1 billion prize. I let it lapse for a year or two or whatever until the next 59 was shot, Paul Goylas, in 2010, followed up a few months later with Stuart Appleby in the same year. And that was very odd, and then it spurred my enthusiasm a little bit more, and obviously gaming was always picking up, and I'd make more notes and make a different format as to how it could be done. And a part of my enthusiasm for all this was something called the Irish Sweepstakes. Irish Sweepstakes started in 1930, and it started as a charity raising format for hospitals in Ireland. It was supposed to be a non-profit organization when it started, but a group of industrial people took over and made the not-for-profit Irish Sweepstakes a for-profit sweepstakes, and became very, very successful. And I bring this up because I recall my mother always purchasing the Irish Sweepstakes tickets when they became available for $1. And at that time, $1 was not. We were very poor. My mother raised 15 of us, and times were pretty tough. She was a great mother and always had food on the table, made sure we were educated, and made sure we were taught our religion. And I was curious to understand what this Irish Sweepstakes was all about, and how one could possibly win $1 million. Well, the Irish Sweepstakes became so popular in Ireland, they expanded to the United States and Canada. Even though gaming was illegal at the time, people found a way to buy tickets. I'm bringing this up because even the poorest people like my mother found a way to find $1 to buy a ticket that could give them financial freedom for the rest of their life. $1 million at the time was a great deal of money in the 50s and 60s. And some wonder, because it was illegal in Canada and the United States and most countries other than, and even England at the time, whether a lot of the money got back. But nonetheless, the Irish sweepstakes became so popular, it raised millions and millions of dollars, employed thousands of people who unfortunately weren't paid very well. And the people in control made huge profits, and they made so much money. This group of industrial enterprise entrepreneurs formed or bought what was called Waterford Glass at the time, a huge conglomerate. They bought numerous or started numerous other enterprises with the proceeds. Became very, very wealthy people. The Irish sweepstakes operated up until the 1980s sometime. But it just showed me how important gaming was, especially for all people, especially poor people, to dream of financial independence. So I thought that I kept the dream alive of eventually offering the biggest prize ever offered for gaming. Now, it was pretty difficult because most gaming, gaming of all kinds, was illegal across industrialized countries like the United States. And we didn't have the wherewithal, the technology, the infrastructure to sell the millions and millions of tickets that would be required. However, the more 59s that were shot, Jim Furyk in 2013, that was 3 years after the previous two, and then Justin Thomas followed that up in 2017, and 10 days or something later, the only Canadian to shoot 59, Adam Hadlin shot one as well. And around that time, gaming was really picking up. Now people had computers, they had smartphones, they had everything to gamble with. And I thought now that with the technical changes, allowing more and more people to gamble and more people having laptops and cells, now you can even use a smart watch to probably make a wager on. Now it was accessible to the world, and with the internet and with the iGaming picking up, I wrote down my plan. I wrote down rules and regulations I thought that could be implemented and changed over time. And in time, I got my sons involved, and together we put together a PowerPoint. And I presented this to numerous sports writers and broadcasters, some professionals, and people in the iGaming industry. And I've gotten so many wonderful comments about this idea. One syndicated broadcaster thought it was a great idea. He says, "Lionel, this is great. Don't give up. Don't ever give up." Others, there was never a negative thought. 100% of the dozens and dozens of people I've exposed it to so far had nothing negative to say. That's what keeps me motivated to eventually see this, what I called Golf Glory 59, later changed by my sons and I to the 59 Club. That's what keeps me motivated to keep pursuing. And now, especially with cryptocurrency and iGaming, including in the cryptocurrency world, the sky's the limit. And eventually, we hope to find the proper talent, resources, because when we do start implementing this idea, once it starts, I believe within a couple of years it can grow where there would be so much revenue, one wouldn't have to buy insurance for $1 billion payout anymore. And there'd be hundreds of different ways for participants to win, like 2 or 3 holes in one on the same day, scores of 60, which are very rare as well, and on and on and on. as time goes on, there could be many changes in this draft, and within a few years, we could sell tens of millions of tickets with about 35 to 40 golf tournaments a year, times the ticket sales. If we were to come to terms with the Golf Channel, and which I've communicated with already, but I need somebody that has a little bit a stronger voice than myself. If every tournament the Golf Channel had a ticker tape showing the results of the money available and the positions every half hour, it would increase viewers to the Golf Channel tenfold, probably more. There are so many benefits to charitable organizations for this Club 59 golf draft. I'm excited to show this on YouTube and to continue to pursue the people with the resources to bring this to fruition. Not only do I compare or relate this to the Irish sweepstakes, but March Madness. When March Madness started, it started very slow, and it grew to what it seems today, a gigantic industry. And then technology changes are giving us more and more freedom all the time. On top of that, when it used to be illegal to bet on sports, and basically all gaming was legal, now it's more and more popular. The ruling by the U.S. Supreme Court a couple of years ago that allowed all states to offer gambling to all sports in their different states, other than Nevada, went a long ways and opened up the doors to millions and millions more. Now, not only all these that are beneficial for the promotion of this golf draft, but once we have this established, we could include the LPGA, the Ladies Professional Golf Association, the European Tour, and now even LIV Tour. As a matter of fact, I've tried to communicate with Greg Norman with no success yet, because I think it would be a real great opportunity if LIV were to grow the game with a draft like this. The exposure would be tremendous for them, for everybody involved. And not only that, a huge payout of $1 billion, an opportunity when $1 billion would draw the attention of not only golf fanatics and people with golf wisdom, but we would devise a way to offer quick picks, like quick picks in ordinary lotteries, where a computer would pick their team. And my original draft is when I started this. My original draft only at the time we only had 4 golfers that had shot a 59 at the time. That was prior to 1999. Since then, we've had 7 more, and even David Duval shot his second under sub 60 round with a 58 in 2016. But once we have this going very well, and it's exposed to other people, the Asian Tour, Asian countries are expanding in golf religiously, and the game is growing, as I try to say, that even people unfamiliar with golf will have an interest, because when they see $1 billion prize payout, they'll dream the dream and want to participate, and they'll gain a little bit of knowledge of what this is all about. It can only help the golf industry, the Golf Channel, and anybody who participates.